Here I have my 2019 Toyota 4runner. Came across this thing. It's supposed to be a heads-up display. It kind of started the process, but essentially what you're gonna need to do basically is take this trim off of the dash, and that goes right there. And then your speaker is held on by two 10 millimeters. Take that off, and then you're exposed to that. What I'm gonna have to do, feed this wire through the dash down to come out from the bottom there, and then from there I'll just fish it through so it comes. I'm gonna have to come in right over here. I have to have it coming right over there. So I'm assuming the steering wheel cover will have to come off, but instead of taking all this apart to try to access there, I think what I'll do, I'll fish something in there like a wire hanger or something with welding wire, but one of the stiff one, I suppose, and then try to fish the wire through again, like I said. So I'm gonna pause the video and then I'm gonna start doing that. Once I get that through, then obviously this will have to go on, and then this will have to clip on in place of that. All right, so I fished this wire through that hole coming down right over here. Well, it's kind of a challenge, but we got it done. And then I taped the connector or the wire for the screen itself, and then essentially I'm gonna pull from here, and this will go down, but I'm gonna have to make sure I don't damage anything and bury anything. So I'm gonna start doing that. I need two hands to do that, and then once it's through, we'll be back. So I got the wire successfully down here, and then now what I need to do is put the speaker back in there, connect it, put it back in there with the 10 millimeters, and then set this down, clip it into place, and we should be good with the dash. All right, it's sitting pretty good. It's pretty flush. Gotta say, it's kind of an OEM look, really. I mean, it sits really nice. There's no gaps. Even in the bottom, it sits pretty flush. So we're done with up here. Now I'm gonna have to remove that cover, because I think these will have to go to the back of steering wheel somehow. So, and this will have to connect to the OBD2 going up to the steering wheel. We're going to do that. So the next step would be to go behind here. To do that, I use my new key, start the car, and then remove that screw right there. Alright, set that aside, turn the other side, and there's another screw right there, and then the cover that covers the steering column should come right apart. Fish something in there. Oh, there we go. That was easy enough. I'm gonna raise the steering wheel just a little bit. Turn the vehicle off. And then the bottom piece is what I need off, and I just took that off, and then we should have access to everything down there. Alright, so these are other harnesses that are included with the kit, and then this is the harness that comes from the display itself. I already got it all the way over here, and then now all that we need to do is connect these two ends onto the two harnesses right over there. So I'm gonna take this apart and then show you guys, I guess, which ones I connected to. Okay, so this harness that comes with it, it'll get connected to this blue connector. This blue connector connects onto that blue connector right over here. So then you disconnect this blue connector, connect it to the harness that they provided with, and then the other to the female end here, and then the male end of the harness that's on the other side of this will connect to where the blue one was. And then from there on, this will connect to this guy, and then that will connect to this, and then we should be ready to test it before we put everything back. So I'm gonna connect those, test it, and then organize the wires a little neatly, and should be back shortly. Okay, so we got everything connected, and the screen came on, which I know it works, but let me start the vehicle to make sure that it does. There it is. And it's telling me that there's a door that's open, but obviously I don't have the film that they provide with, which is right here. This needs to go on it in order to get a clear image. But what is that, 3.4? That's not my speed, is it? No. That's kilometers. Why is it in kilometers? How do I change it to miles? The miles right there. Alright. And it already shows the doors open. I thought it showed where the signals are on when you turn. I guess not. I thought it did in a little envelope or booklet thingy they sent with the set it did. So anyway, that's the look of it. That's what it looks like, I suppose. And now all I need to do is put this film on there and we should be good. Alright, that's with the film on there. I mean, it kind of still really shows that kind of over layer, but I guess it is what it is. It still looks good. I'm assuming in the night time or in dark it would look better. It won't look as distracting. But the other thing that I don't like is it doesn't dim down with, you know, all of your dash lights, which that could kind of be a distraction, I suppose, but I'll be alright. God, I really wish that signal thingy worked. I don't know why it doesn't. It's all plugged in. Anyway, now I gotta go back here, put everything back together nice and neatly, and then I'm probably going to tape these ends together just so they don't come loose in the future, and then zip tie them up here somewhere and make it look neat, and should be good to go. So it is currently snowing in Minnesota, but here is our display. It looks like there is a shadow behind it in the video, and it's not as noticeable driving it, experiencing it, but it looks like the speed is working, everything else working. The only thing that it's not working, it's supposed to show the signal on that heads-up display as well, and it doesn't. Other than that, it works pretty good. It works when the doors open and closing, but that's about it. I like it so far. It's doing okay. Yeah, speed is pretty accurate with how fast I'm going, so I don't know. I'm happy, but it's, you know, it's not like a greatest mod ever, but it's a pretty neat mod.